Today, on Guess What I Found Out, we're going deep into the world of deer. And no, not the gentle photogenic kind from greeting cards. We're talking about animals that can outswim you, outmigrate you, and outsurvive pretty much everything the planet throws at them. Buckle up, Curious George. Let's start small. Seconds after birth, a deer fawn hits the ground and immediately tries to stand up. Gangly, wobbling, basically a baby giraffe made of anxiety. But that's the whole point. In a world full of foxes, lynx and wolves, lying there being adorable is a death sentence. Get up, get moving, survive. Mothers don't waste time either. Right after giving birth, they eat the afterbirth. Sounds dramatic. It's actually genius. Predators track scent. No scent trail, no predator. It's the deer equivalent of covering your tracks, except messier. Now let's talk size range, because the deer family is genuinely absurd. You've got moose, which can tip the scales at a full ton and stand over 2 meters tall, and then you've got roe deer, which look like someone hit shrink on the same animal. Both species, wildly different worlds. Moose calves get a good start. Mum's milk is so rich that calves can gain up to 1 kilogram a day for 5 straight months. That's not a baby, that's a construction project. Meanwhile, roe deer fawns are born spotted, which isn't a fashion choice. Those dappled markings break up their outline in filtered forest light. Predator walks by, sees nothing but leaf litter. Fawn just disappears into the background. That freeze strategy, by the way, is not just instinct, it's calculated. Predators rely on movement and scent. A fawn lying still in the underbrush is practically invisible. The mother forages at a distance to keep her scent away, then returns to nurse when the coast is clear. The only signal to move? Mum's bark. One specific sound, and the fawn knows it's time to relocate. But not every young deer gets to hide in the forest and wait. Reindeer, known as caribou in North America, are a different situation entirely. Reindeer perform the longest land mammal migration on Earth, up to 5,000 kilometers annually. That's, well, roughly the length of Africa. And their calves are born mid-journey. Just days old, they're already on their feet, tracking the herd across tundra, forests, marshes, and mountain passes. No hiding, no waiting. Keep up or get left behind. The herd can't stop, because stopping means the grazing runs out. Nature, you see, is not sentimental about stragglers. Golden eagles target the wobbly ones, the ones that hesitate, the ones that fall behind. Survivors learn quickly to stay close to mum, stay in the herd, and, well, just keep moving. Here's where it gets interesting, Curious George. Think about what you'd do if you had to eat a plant that hangs off trees in frozen conditions. Reindeer actually eat lichen, a combination of fungi and algae, which grows on tundra ground and Arctic bark. Most animals can't digest it, but reindeer, they have the gut chemistry to extract nutrition from it. That's their winter survival card when everything else is buried under snow. Now, here's a question for you. If you had to survive 1 full year as a deer, which species would you pick? Drop your answer in the comments and tell me your reasoning. I'm genuinely curious which way people lean on this one. Back to summer. This is the Bambi boom. Fawns are born in mass synchronized pulses across species. The strategy is called predator dilution. If every prey animal has their young at the same time, predators get overwhelmed. There's just too much to chase. The odds of any single fawn getting targeted drop dramatically. It's safety in numbers applied at the calendar level. Fallow deer take it further. Fawns spend their first 10 days hidden, then get introduced to the herd. And what do they do immediately? Play, chasing, mock sparring, leaping. It looks pointless. It isn't. Play builds muscles, coordination, and social rank. The fawns that play hardest are often the ones that survive longest. Now, antlers. People, you know, often get antlers wrong. Most assume they're primarily weapons. They're not. Antlers are, in fact, health advertisements. A massive rack tells every female deer in the area that this male has surplus energy, good genetics, and the resources to grow bone at centimeters per day. That's the fastest growing tissue in the animal kingdom, by the way. faster than any tumor, any cancer, any other biological growth. And deer do it every single year. While growing, antlers are covered in velvet, which is a layer of skin loaded with nerves and blood vessels. Touch it and the deer feels it immediately. Damage it and, well, the whole growth process can be compromised. By late summer, growth stops, hormones shift, and the velvet dries out. Bucks rub it off on trees and branches. What's underneath is hardened bone, and the rut is about to begin. Autumn, the rut. This is where all that summer eating and antler growing pays off, or, doesn't. Males compete through display first. Size, posture, urine-soaked ground rolling, grass decorating the antlers, strutting in front of rivals. If display doesn't settle it, they fight. Antlers lock. Bodies push. The loser risks a puncture wound that can get infected, which opens the door to predators. Moose bulls in Alaska carry the largest antlers on the planet. Elk bugle at a pitch that carries across entire valleys. Moose make a low moan that females apparently find irresistible, which is a sentence I never expected to write. But here we are. Winners mate a lot. Then collapse into winter, exhausted, calorie-depleted, and facing the hardest season of the year. Winter is, well, the ultimate sorting mechanism. Deep snow is absolutely brutal on pointed hooves. Wolves, you see, use pack tactics to run deer down through sheer exhaustion. Lynx, on the other hand, prefer the silent ambush. Some of the smarter elk have actually been documented retreating into rivers, where wolves just won't follow. And reindeer, with their broad, snowshoe-like hooves and dense, layered fur, are arguably the best equipped of any deer species for cold survival. Humans have known this for a very long time. Archaeological evidence shows that people have been hunting reindeer for over 45,000 years. Then, about 3,000 years ago, some cultures made the shift from hunting to herding them. These days, reindeer herders across the Arctic manage roughly 3 million animals, migrating with them seasonally, using every part of the animal and relying on them for transport. Semi-domesticated, but never fully tame. Still wild underneath. And then, spring returns. Mothers give birth again. Yearlings get evicted. The new fawns wobble to their feet in seconds, already running the same ancient survival program. Different year, same impossible odds, same stubborn refusal to quit. If you know a wild fact about deer or reindeer that most people have never heard, drop it in the comments. I do read them, and some of the best ones end up in future episodes. You've been watching Guess What I Found Out, the channel that takes nature seriously, but never takes itself too seriously. If you found this one worth your time, subscribe and hit the bell. New episodes drop regularly, and trust me, the next subject is already stranger than you'd expect. See you there, Curious George.